If there is magic on this planet, it is contained in water. Those words are as true today as they were when written in the 1950s by the naturalist Loren Eiseley. And the enchantment of water here in Southwest Florida is surpassed only by its importance to our quality of life. Those of us who live here spend much of our leisure time in the water or on its edges. And our local economy is based largely on the attractiveness of our beaches, bays, and preserves. That's why people from all walks of life are doing their part to support Lee County's Fertilize Smart program, an effort aimed at keeping our waters clean and beautiful. And here's the really good news. By participating in the Fertilize Smart program, you not only contribute to the well-being of our environment, you can save time and money as well. Our story really starts here, on the typical turf lawn in Southwest Florida. Most people, whether they're homeowners or business owners, want their lawns to look healthy and green. That takes regular maintenance and some form of fertilization, and when those two actions are performed incorrectly, our local waters suffer greatly. The goal of the Fertilize Smart initiative is to promote the best practices when it comes to lawn maintenance. We'll provide some quick tips on how to achieve those best practices in a few minutes. But first, let's take a look at the problems we face with improper fertilization. When you spread fertilizer on your Southwest Florida lawn, you're basically introducing chemical nutrients like nitrogen and phosphorus, which help the soil promote plant growth. In this case, your grass. Now that sounds like a good thing, but when you closely examine what happens to nitrogen and phosphorus once they hit the ground, you begin to understand why they have the potential to harm our environment. If you apply more fertilizer than your lawn really needs, or if you accidentally spread fertilizer onto paved areas around your lawn, the excess nutrients get washed away by rains and get into storm drains, which in turn deliver the water to our streams and rivers. Then, that same ability to help plants grow occurs in the water, but in this case, the vegetation that grows is unwanted algae or invasive weeds that choke our waters and upset the natural balance of our plant communities. You've probably seen and maybe even smelled the results. Algae blooms that multiply rapidly in local waters, depleting the oxygen supply and causing widespread fish kills. Then there's the red tide and other forms of water pollution, which not only make life unpleasant, but also damage our region's reputation as a phenomenal place to visit.
Well, you know, for guests who come here, water, whether they're fishing or swimming in it or just going out and kayaking, that's just extremely important to them, the quality of that water.
We have tourists cancel their hotel reservations and their plans, and once somebody finds out that someplace is not taking care of their watersheds and making sure that their amenities are good and it's not a good place to visit anymore, then they tell all their friends, and it does have a trickle-down effect for the economy.
When we get a red tide, for instance, which I guess research now has pretty much confirmed that bloom and the accelerated bloom of a red tide is certainly enhanced by when the pollutants come into the water. I mean, it's kind of like a automatic checkout here for guests. And what's more important is for the guest who is not experienced about this, they're not coming back.
But don't think this is just a problem for tourists or our economy. It's really a challenge for everyone who lives, works, and plays in Southwest Florida. But the good news is, if we all do our part, there is a solution.